So this is the next part of our notes when we're talking about reading graphs, where it's increasing and decreasing. All right, so where it's increasing and decreasing, the first part we're going to talk about was where it's increasing. So you read a graph from left to right. So a graph is going to increase. You first look at the graph where it starts increasing. So on this graph, it starts increasing here. So it's going to increase from here to here. So it's going up from left to right. So you read a graph just like you read a sentence or just like you read a book. So it's going up from here to here. So from this point to this point. So these are the 2 points of where it's going up. Okay? So between -1 to 1 is where it is increasing. In inequality, it's increasing from -1 to +1. So this is where it's increasing. If we want to talk about where it's decreasing, so we're going down from here to here, and we're also going down from here to here. So for our points for decreasing, so we've got the arrow here, so it's always like going down from the left, so from -infinity to -1. And then we also have another section where it's from 1 to +infinity because it's moving to the right forever. Okay, so as inequalities, we would say x is less than -1, and then x is greater than or equal, x is less than or equal to -1, and then x is greater than or equal to +1. Okay, so now what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video and go to the link that's right below this video. Click on the link and go to the activity that's in Khan Academy and answer 4 questions. And I want you to do the one. This will be the 4 questions that follow the 4 questions you did on the previous day. And I want you to do the questions that talk about increasing and decreasing. So pause the video, go to those questions, and then come back and continue the video, and it will help you with understanding the increasing and decreasing. Now that you've finished the 4 questions, we're going to do some more examples about increasing and decreasing. So to get more familiar with Desmos, what I want you to do is you're going to graph these functions. So instead of giving you the graphs, you're just going to go to Desmos and type these graphs in. Now I've already got these typed in Desmos to make the video go a little bit faster. So for A, I've got this first graph typed in. And on this question, let me go back and double check here. We're telling it where it's increasing. So I'm going to look at where my graph is increasing. So it's increasing. So from here, if you can just kind of see where I've got I'm just scrolling along here. It's increasing. So the graph is, going all the way down. I could scroll down and just see it's going down forever. But it's increasing all the way until I get to right here at this point. So it's increasing from -infinity until -1.3. So that's the first thing that I'm going to say, -infinity to -1.3. -infinity to -1.3. And it was also increasing. We just do the U for the union because it's increasing in more than one spot. It starts increasing again at 0, and it's increasing, it's going to keep going up forever. So it's increasing from 0 to +infinity. And we can do those as inequalities as well. So -infinity to -1.3, so we'd say x is less than or equal to -1.3, and then x is greater than or equal to 0. All right, if we look at B, this is B. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here to see where it's increasing. So it's increasing in this little section right here. So from here, so this point here is where it starts increasing, negative 0.4. I'm going to round that 0.3 because it's 0.37, but I'll round it to 0.4, negative 0.4. And it stops increasing at 0. So from negative 0.4 to 0. And then it starts increasing again here from 0.3, and then it's going up forever. We can see that it's going up forever. If I just look, it's just going to keep going up and up and up forever. So 0.3 to infinity. And if I do these as inequalities, this one right here is a compound inequality, so it's going to look like this. Negative 0.4 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 0. And since this is infinity, we say x is greater than or equal to 0.3 because infinity is bigger than 0.3. Okay, so for my next one, C. So here's C, this is just a straight line. This one is increasing. Oh, let me zoom out. There we go. Zoom out, make sure you can see the whole graph. So this one starts increasing down here at this point at negative 3. And it's going up forever. So from negative 3 to infinity. So negative 3 to infinity, and we would say x is greater than or equal to negative 3. Okay, so in example 5, it wants to know, we're switching, we want to know where our graph is decreasing. So now we're looking at where it's decreasing. Okay. So on this one is decreasing. This one is, the whole thing is decreasing. So it starts at negative 0.5. And it goes to positive infinity because it's going to the right forever. It's going, the x values, it's going to the right forever. So negative 0.5 to infinity. Whoops. And so we'd say x is greater than or equal to negative 0.5 as an inequality. So you need to be able to read both. Okay, so for example B, let's zoom out just a little bit here. Okay, so where's this one decreasing? So it looks like it's decreasing. We can see that it's sort of a parabola. We can see that it's going down all the way until we get to this point right here. So from negative infinity until we get to negative 0.8. I'm going to zoom out and just make sure that this is, yep, just make sure that that is my entire graph. So x is less than or equal to negative 0.8. And then on my last graph, let's see, I'm just going to hit my home button. There we go. So it's a parabola. So it is decreasing. So if I could just see, it's just decreasing, you know, all the way from negative infinity until I get right here where it starts to change direction. So from negative infinity to negative 0.4, if I round that. It's 0.375, but I ran that 0.3, the negative 0.3 to a negative 0.4. So negative infinity to negative 0.4. And I would say x is less than or equal to negative 0.4. All right, so that is our increasing and decreasing.